When the mannequin challenge took over the internet, there was somebody who stood apart, quiet, critical, still walking. Psychologists actually have a term for individuals like this, though it's probably not what you'd expect. You've definitely encountered them. As TikTok choreography spread like wildfire, they swiped right past. When everybody shared their Spotify Wrapped, they simply chose not to. These are the trend resistors, and their minds may genuinely function differently from yours. Stick around, because what we're about to explore gets strange. Here's the reality. When the world pressures you to follow along, what's your gut reaction? If you're someone who resists trends, it's to do precisely the opposite. Psychologists call this phenomenon psychological reactance, and it's far more than simple stubbornness. It's actually a protective mechanism. When these individuals sense their autonomy is under threat, even from something as innocent as, hey, everyone's using this new app, their brain essentially enters resistance mode. Consider this: the more frequently something appears everywhere, the more it registers as coercion. And for trend resistors, sure, pressure might forge diamonds, but it also produces a firm refusal. It's the identical neural response that makes you want to stay awake when someone instructs you to sleep, or makes that off-limits cookie taste impossibly good. Humans are hardwired to defend our autonomy, and trends, as ironic as it sounds, can register as small invasions of it. But here's where things become fascinating. They're not simply refusing to participate out of spite. Studies have demonstrated that people with a powerful drive to feel distinctive actually experience discomfort when they perceive themselves as too similar to the crowd. The popular activity isn't merely uninteresting, it's actually a threat to their sense of self. It's as though their identity possesses its own defense system, and trends are the pathogen. Now, you're probably wondering, doesn't avoiding trends become its own kind of trend? Well done. You've stumbled upon the hipster paradox. Mathematicians, real mathematicians, created a model of this phenomenon back in 2014. They discovered that when enough people attempt to be unique in identical ways, they inevitably become the same. It's elegant, it's heartbreaking, it's mathematically unavoidable. But genuine trend resistors, they don't reject popular things just to appear edgy or alternative. They honestly couldn't care less. And this is where we must distinguish between two distinctly different categories of people. Category 1, the contrarian. These individuals oppose trends specifically because they're trends. Their entire identity revolves around being antagonistic toward things. Present them with anything mainstream and they'll produce 17 explanations for why it's actually awful. They're tiresome at social gatherings. Category 2, the authentic non-participant. These individuals simply function on an entirely different frequency. They're not opposed to trends. They just don't pay attention to what everyone else is up to. Here's the psychological distinction. Contrarians are driven by external forces. Their decisions are responses to what the masses do. Authentic non-participants are driven by internal forces. Their decisions emerge from personal principles, regardless of what's trending. One is still governed by trends, just in reverse. The other barely registers them at all. Research on self-monitoring, our inclination to modify our behavior according to social context, reveals that people who are low self-monitors are far less prone to following trends. They aren't actively resisting. They literally interpret social cues differently. That song everyone's obsessing over, for them, it's simply music. Either it appeals to them or it doesn't. The social dimension is irrelevant. But why would minds operate this way? Here's the twist. Trend resistors may have actually preserved our species. Across human history, when everyone moved in one direction, someone had to venture another way. When the entire tribe wanted to pursue the mammoth leftward, someone had to propose going right. Having diverse types of decision makers, including those who naturally resist collective thinking, builds more resilient communities. View it through a survival lens. If everybody in your prehistoric tribe became fixated on the same food supply, the same hunting territory, the same location, you'd face serious issues. Competition, depletion, peril. But if certain individuals naturally said, "No thanks, I'll pass," and sought alternatives, that's evolutionary backup. When the favored water source ran dry, guess who'd already located the substitute? There's even scientific evidence linking this to novelty-seeking genetics. The DRD4-7R variant, occasionally referred to as the explorer gene, is associated with both risk-taking behavior and defying social conventions. These were likely the individuals who ventured beyond the group's safety to investigate what lay beyond that ridge. Sometimes they found new territories. Sometimes they encountered predators. But the central question remains, are trend resistors actually happier? The findings here are contradictory and, frankly, rather compelling. On one side, trend resistors indicate greater contentment with their decisions. They don't suffer from FOMO because they authentically lack FOMO. They're not putting on a show for observers. Their existence belongs to them. There's something profoundly gratifying about navigating life by your own inner direction. When you purchase something because you genuinely desire it, not because it's viral, that acquisition feels distinct, more purposeful, more authentically yours. On the flip side, aside, humans are fundamentally social beings. We're designed for connection, and trends, frustrating as they might seem, generate collective experiences, shared humor, cultural touchstones. When you exclude yourself from everything, you also exclude yourself from bonding. Recall when everyone was discussing that particular series and you weren't? That sensation of standing outside a conversation, that's genuine. That holds significance. We developed in communities of roughly 150 people where common knowledge meant survival. A 2019 study revealed that moderate engagement with trends corresponds to greater life satisfaction than either complete adoption or total rejection. The ideal balance being selective, participating in what authentically captivates you, ignoring what doesn't, irrespective of popularity. Which leads us to the uncomfortable reality. Many individuals who believe they're authentic non-participants are actually contrarians who've constructed their whole persona around not resembling everyone else. If your immediate reaction upon seeing something popular is, "That's mainstream" or herd behavior, congratulations. You haven't escaped trends. You're shaped by them. You've simply selected resistance as your brand. You're like a shadow. Shadows require objects to exist. If the object shifts, you shift. You imagine you're independent, but you're quite literally formed by what you're opposing. Genuine freedom isn't reflexively dismissing what's popular. It's not reflexively embracing it either. It's the capacity to assess something entirely apart from its social standing, to enjoy Taylor Swift without pretense, to pass on the viral challenge without smugness, to wear Crocs because they're cozy, not because they're fashionable or unfashionable. The toughest question: if everyone abruptly abandoned the activity you're declining to do, would you still decline? If your answer is yes, you're genuine. If your answer is no, you've been acting this entire time. So here's what the psychology genuinely reveals. People who never participate in trends aren't inherently more intelligent or more tedious. They're not superior or deprived. They're simply running on different social circuitry. Some minds are acutely attuned to social signals. What's hot, what's fresh, what fosters belonging. These individuals aren't superficial. They prioritize community. Other minds function on internal configurations: personal fascination, personal convictions, authentic curiosity. These individuals aren't superior. They're simply autonomously wired. The issues only emerge when either group assumes their approach is better, when trend followers ridicule independent preferences as trying too hard to stand out, when trend resistors ridicule participation as lacking creativity. Because here's what nobody likes to acknowledge: we're all playing some role. The sole question is whether we recognize it. So, are you a trend resistor, or do you merely believe you are? Share your thoughts in the comments, unless engaging with comments is too conventional for you. And don't forget to subscribe or hit join to support the channel and become a member. It's truly appreciated. And check out this next video if you'd like your everyday routines explained simply.